You're watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. A new type of neighborhood watch is coming to the city of Northport.
It's a way for residents to not only be aware of safety in their community, but how their neighbors are playing a role in protecting our environment. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez tells us how this new program would work.
Hey guys, well, Northport has about 85 miles of canal systems all throughout the city. So this new Canal Watch group would be the eyes and ears for the city government of what's going on inside the water.
Northport geographically is a large city, so there's a lot of canals for us to keep an eye on. There's not enough staff to cover that many.
So this new Canal Watch group will technically be under the Public Works Department, but will consist of all residents who choose to join.
It's super convenient if you live on a canal and you can keep an eye on what's going on.
The main reason behind creating this new effort is to make sure the city is not contributing or causing any extra pollution in our waterways.
Our canal systems are part of the city's drinking water supply, so it's very important that they are, we've got good water quality.
The group will be educating their neighbors on how to minimize toxins that go into these waters that eventually dump out into the Gulf and feed algae like red tide.
You want to hope that your neighbors aren't dumping things in the canal that are chemicals and that kind of thing, for one. And you would look out for maybe some kind of dead animals or who knows.
And aside from the environmental aspect of it, the group will also serve as a watchdog for safety. Northport has seen firsthand the tragedies that can happen when a child or animal accidentally fall into these fast-moving streams.
I think it's a great way for the community to get involved, to really see how they can help their city that they live in, help the community they live in, and help the canals that may be in their backyard, literally.
All the information on how you can join the Canal Watch group can be found on our website, mysuncoast.com. In Northport, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. It's been a week now since Hurricane Michael ripped through Florida's panhandle. Today, Florida officials confirming 3 more deaths in the hardest hit Bay County. This brings the death toll now to at least 32 people, 22 in Florida. It's not yet known how those people died, but sheriff's deputies say they're finding more victims. They're also saying people who did not evacuate could be buried beneath piles of concrete, wood, and metal. Today, a Mexico Beach Community Council leader reflected on how she felt after seeing how Michael devastated her town.
What do I have left of my awesome little town that I get to promote every day? What can I do to help? What can I do to continue to tell the story of Mexico Beach? Because this isn't the end of Mexico Beach. We still have a big story to write, and we're going to write one.
Residents who evacuated Mexico Beach got their first chance to see what's left of their homes today.
Well, more rescue crews with Sarasota County Emergency Management Services are also helping with Hurricane Michael recovery efforts. Last week, the first set of responders were deployed to the Panhandle. And earlier this week, 2 teams made up of fire engines and a strike team headed north to help with 911 calls and rescues. Sarasota County's fire chief says there is still so much to be done. He says crews are prepared to continue to help as long as necessary.
Well, right now we're following the state emergency response plan. So as those requests come through, right now our teams have been asked to extend. So like I said, we're replacing our personnel, and so we'll go for another 7 to 10 days. Once that deployment goes through, we'll wait for another request from the state emergency response plan people, and we'll continue to do the effort as long as necessary. We are committed to assist those people in their time of need, and we'll go as long as we need to.
Well, those crews coming back to the Suncoast will be back in Sarasota County tomorrow. Other EMS departments are also currently in the Panhandle, including Manatee County Emergency Services.
All right. We appreciate all their work. I know the people up there, I'm sure, do as well. Let's get a check now on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, the summer just keeps going on.
Yeah, it does, and the water temperatures are still very warm. The Gulf of Mexico still juiced up as far as energy goes for any storms that may enter into there. We need a big cold front to come down and cool that water temperature off. And if we cool it off, it doesn't mean that we can't get a hurricane or a tropical system into the Gulf. What it does mean, it won't have the energy that Michael dealt with when it went through and exploded into that massive storm. By the way, the 32 count death toll right now majority of those deaths coming from Bay County, where they had the highest storm surge. And we always say, remember, run from the water, hide from the wind. And if you're asked to evacuate, you should do so, as the storm surge is has the potential for the highest amount of deaths when it comes to hurricanes. Well, a beautiful day out there at Lakewood Ranch today, albeit on the hot side. Temperatures did soar into the low 90s there, and near record-breaking highs once again here for Suncoast. And you can see some showers starting to pop up on that heat. There's just not enough moisture in the upper levels for these storms to really get going and generate lightning like we would normally see in the summer. But you can see some pretty heavy showers now moving in through Englewood and also near Punta Gorda Beach right there, spreading out toward the west, just south of Minnesota Beach. And some of that rain coming down fairly heavy at this time, but it shouldn't stick around all that long as it's moving to the west at 5 to 10. 91 right now. Things aren't cooling down where it's not raining. It's hot, 100 degrees feels like temperature currently. And as far as the winds go, they're all pretty much out of the northeast with the exception of the coastal locations where temperatures are into the mid 80s there. But if you've got an east wind right now, your temperatures are right around 90 degrees. Well, more on our forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Tonight, Wisconsin police are desperate to find a 13-year-old girl who they say was taken from her home where her parents were found murdered. ABC's Maggie Rulli shows us why the community is not giving up hope on finding Jamie Kloss alive.
A community lost.
Everyone's feeling very helpless right now.
Clinging to ribbons until authorities can bring home missing 13-year-old Jamie Kloss.
We are running a 24/7 operation, a 24-center command post. We have teams ready to respond at a moment's notice when a tip comes in.
More than 200 leads have come pouring in from across the country. The FBI and local investigators are following up on calls from as far away as Miami. But so far, there's no solid tips on the whereabouts of Jamie.
We have a 13-year-old girl who's vanished, and we need to get a hold of her to make sure she's okay.
She was last seen at a family gathering Sunday, when hours later at about 1 a.m. Monday, a puzzling call from inside Jamie's home to 911.
The 911 call was given that night from the residence on a cell phone, but no contact was made with somebody that was on the other line. There was no one communicating with our dispatch.
When police responded to their house in rural Wisconsin, Jamie's parents were found dead inside. The teenager vanished. Investigators revealing few details about the crime scene, but saying they recovered bullet casings inside.
I heard one shot, and then the second shot was even louder yet.
Jamie's family is now left grieving her parents' death and anxiously awaiting news of the missing teen.
And Jamie's the sweetest little girl. She wouldn't hurt a soul.
And Jamie's grandfather spoke to the AP. He said he was at that birthday party on Sunday and nothing seemed amiss. He said Jamie was as quiet and thoughtful as always. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
The companies that operated a duck boat that sank, killing 17 people, are invoking a law from 1851 to avoid liability. The tour boat capsized near Branson, Missouri during a storm in July. Citing a 167-year-old maritime law, the companies asked a federal court to consolidate civil actions against them and to rule that they have little or no liability. Tia Coleman, who lost 9 family members in that accident, said the filing is hurtful and insensitive.
Tonight, customers are outraged after they say a local contractor took thousands of dollars in deposits and then stopped returning calls. ABC 7's Alan Cohn is here with an update on Trademark Pavers. Alan?
Scott, we first brought you the story of Arthur Borchette and Trademark Pavers last month. Since then, we have found at least 15 other alleged victims. Their losses range from $1,000 to nearly $8,000. In most cases, the customers say they put down the deposit with staff at Trademark Pavers, then weren't able to get a hold of the company. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is investigating and trying to determine if fraud is involved.
I'm not surprised. I think it was a detective with the PD that said, you should not do business with anyone that hasn't been in business for 10 years. They might have said 10 or 12, which was alarming to me because that eliminates half, if not most, of the sort of the trade population.
Coming up tonight on ABC 7 at 7, we'll have the stories of several customers who think they have been taken advantage of. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you so much. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new report looks at antibiotics in fast food burger chains. which ones received top grades.
Plus, colleges are offering more scholarships than ever before. How that is impacting the overall cost of tuition, coming up next.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Conquer your next adventure. Get a new Jeep at a great price during Jeep Adventure Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com. Gatto's got it.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Being empowered starts with getting informed, looking closer. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. But many of us don't know there are different types of breast cancer with different characteristics. That was me. Learning about the specifics of my diagnosis gave me the confidence to make informed treatment decisions with my doctor. This meant everything to me and my family. So take another look. Ask another question. Learn more at notonetype.org.
Antibiotic-free meat may be a young restaurant's game, but older fast food chains may want to step it up. That's according to a new report that grades the top 25 burger chains on their antibiotic use in meat. Meredith Wood tells us which chains failed that report card.
Possibly some bad news for burger junkies. Most of the top fast food burger chains in the U.S. failed the latest antibiotics report card. In fact, of the 25 fast food restaurants graded, 22 of them received Fs, 1 got a D-. Shake Shack and BurgerFi were the only 2 places to receive As. The report card from a coalition including the Natural Resources Defense Council was released Wednesday, and it graded restaurants in 3 areas. First, whether or not they stopped using antibiotics in their beef or if they plan to stop. 2, how the companies were implementing those plans. And 3, whether or not claims by the companies of their antibiotic use is true. According to the report, using antibiotics in livestock contributes to antibiotic resistance in humans, and that can lead to superbugs. The coalition behind this year's report hopes it'll spur a positive change in beef production, since a similar report by the group on antibiotic use in poultry did just that. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, here's a look at our tower cam looking out over Sarasota Bay. It looks pretty nice out there. Pretty calm seas, too. A few showers down in South Sarasota County now near Inglewood. Here's a shot of KC Key showing calm conditions out there on the waters today. A beautiful beach day. If you had that opportunity to get out to the beaches, we had some nice hot weather, and it looks like it's going to stay that way tomorrow. So fall is not in our future, at least for the next couple of days. We will get a little cooler, though, as we head into the weekend. Well, here's a look at the radar picture showing a cold front to the north. This is a dividing line between great fall weather and hot summer weather to the south. That's what we're in right now. And that's not going to change much in the long-range forecast. I do see a strong cold front coming down, at least relatively strong. That'll happen, looks like October 26th, 27th, around there. So it may be cooler for the 28th and 29th. As far as that goes, but it will be noticeably cooler those days, I do believe. Right now, some showers around, and it is mainly over South Sarasota County now, near Venice, just south of Venice, near Inglewood. We had a few showers around Venice earlier, and down to the south there into Charlotte Harbor and into Placida near Cape Hayes. The evening planner, excuse me, looks good. We'll see high temperatures right around 80 degrees, and that's at 11 o'clock, so still warm at 11. Here comes the front, a weak cold front sliding down, moving from the northeast to the southwest, which we refer to as a backdoor cold front because it's not the usual way we see the fronts. That's because high pressure is building in over the mid-Atlantic and kind of forcing it in this direction. It fades away, but close enough to us to bring us a couple degrees at least. We'll see a couple degrees cooler temperatures, I think, on Friday and Saturday. Temperatures tomorrow, no, not cool, upper 80s to near 90 degrees, and a slight chance for a few late day showers like we're seeing today. Most areas will not see them, and the dry air is in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We're talking 30,000 feet, so the storms try to build up into that layer. They tap into the dry air, and they don't get all that much more intense, and so we'll see some moderate to heavy rainfall, as I mentioned, in South Sarasota County. Could see a few up in Manatee here later on this evening. Well, that disturbance is over some very warm water now. At least here in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. It really broke apart, a lot of it heading off into the Pacific, but this is some pretty heavy rainfall, which is slowly sliding toward Texas, which doesn't need the rain. They have a frontal boundary, which has caused all that flooding that we've seen over the past couple of days there, and more rain and moisture could be pumped in there as a result of this moving off to the west. Now, as far as water temperatures go, you can see where Michael went. It cooled down into the low 80s there. Still warm enough for something to develop. It has to go below 80 really for no storms to develop, but storms could certainly develop here and push in over temperatures into the upper 70s to even mid 70s. We are looking at 89 still in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, near 90-degree temperatures there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Current conditions now 91, the heat index at 100. Northwest winds are at 9, and that's that sea breeze that has developed. The high today, look at that, 92 degrees, 2 degrees shy of the record set back in 1925. And the low this morning was 74, the average low 67. We're not going to see that, at least for the next couple of days. By Monday, I think we will, though. Northeast winds at 10 knots for boaters tomorrow. Seas running right around 2 feet, and a light chop out there in the bays and inland waters. The forecast then calling for summer-like conditions with the exception of widespread afternoon storms. We'll see a few scattered showers and storms in the afternoon on Thursday and Friday. The weekend looks great. Temperatures starting to get close to average, and there's those 60s, upper 60s by Monday morning and by Tuesday morning. Back to you.
Thank you. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic for the drive home. We're seeing some backups on Tamiami Trail in Sarasota between Holiday Drive and Central Sarasota Parkway. Scott?
In consumer news, a new report suggests colleges are offering more scholarships, which is making an impact on the overall cost of college. Although tuition prices are rising nationwide, the average net cost of attending a public or private college is remaining about the same. That's according to an annual report by the College Board, which administers the SAT and Advanced Placement Program. Full-time students at public two-year colleges typically receive more than enough grant aid and federal tax benefits this year to cover their tuition and fees. After this aid, students had to pay an estimated average of about $8,300 in living expenses out of pocket.
Target has announced an ambitious plan for the holidays to fill some of the gap left behind by the liquidation of Toys R Us earlier this year. The company said it is in the process of adding almost 250,000 square feet of new space for toys and more than 500 stores. The toy departments in another 100 stores will get complete makeovers. Target says it is focusing on making toy prices among the most competitive in the space while expanding its inventory. It also promises more than 2,500 new and exclusive toys, a nearly 100% increase over last season.
Lyft is taking its monthly subscription experiment nationwide. The ride-hailing company launching its all-access plan. Riders with this subscription pay $299 every month for 30 rides worth up to $15 each. That's a savings of up to $5 per ride. Now, obviously, it only works if you use them a lot, but if the ride costs more, the rider would pay the difference. Lyft has been tinkering with subscriptions since earlier this year.
Interesting. I could see how that might work in a place like New York City or
LA.
LA.
We're using it a lot. Yeah. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
I'll be right back.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. And right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Introducing the ABC7 First Alert Weather Tracker. This all-new mobile weather lab is just one more way. The team you trust is keeping you ahead of the storms. The ABC7 First Alert Weather Tracker, sponsored by Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
In entertainment news, it turns out millions of people wanted to see how the Conners solved its Roseanne Barr problem.
That's right. The premiere of the Roseanne spinoff brought in 10.5 million viewers last night. The Conners addressing life after Roseanne within seconds of the show's return to primetime, revealing how the famous matriarch would be written off the series and overdose from prescription medications following knee surgery. The Conners picked up after the events of the Roseanne finale.
A Jewish prayer book once owned by Marilyn Monroe is going up for auction next month. The auction house president says a prayer book like this would normally sell for about $100, but bidding for this one will start at $4,600 and possibly selling for between $7,000 and $12,000. The book also has annotations in the margins, but it's not known if Monroe or someone else wrote them. Monroe converted to Judaism in 1956 when she married playwright Arthur Miller. The prayer book will go up for auction on November 12th.
Sir Richard Branson now has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was honored in the music recording category yesterday. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce praised him for creating Virgin Records and Virgin Megastores. The Virgin Records label has signed such stars as the Sex Pistols, the Rolling Stones, Janet Jackson, Phil Collins, and Peter Gabriel.
The man behind the biggest burg on Sesame Street is leaving the best-known block in the world. Puppeteer Carol Spinney announcing today that he is retiring from his roles as Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. Spinney has performed both characters since the children's show premiered way back in 1969. Before joining the show, he served in the Air Force and then worked in Las Vegas. He eventually met Jim Henson at a puppetry festival in 1962, and the rest, as they say, is history. The 84-year-old Spinney holds several awards, including 6 Emmys and 2 Grammy honors as well.
Wow.
How do you replace him?
I know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I hope they are able to at least keep that those characters moving on.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American Car of the Year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7.